I want to thank everybody for joining us for today's live webinar entitled Core Project Principles to Establish AI Readiness for Clinical, Quality, and Regulatory Workflows. Today's session is brought to you and presented by Astrix, and we can go to the next slide. I'll take a moment to talk a little bit about who Astrix is. If you've never been to one of our webinars before, I'd like to welcome you. If you're a returning visitor to one of our webinars, thanks for coming back. In terms of who we are, why we're presenting to you today, we are a consulting company. We do predominantly work within the life sciences space in a variety of different ways, including clinical, laboratory informatics, strategy, etc. And for about 28 years now, we bring a very unique blend of specialized services, processes, technology agnostic approach. We're not really aligned with any one vendor. And it's made us very much a leading company in the space who partners with our customers to help them transform life sciences in organizations through this digital transformation process. And one of the things that we're very proud of here at Astrix is that over 90% of our employee base hold advanced scientific degrees. So we're very much a scientific company helping other scientific companies. And again, if you would boil it down in its simplest terms, we are very much a technology and strategy-based consulting firm. So that's a little bit about us, and certainly you can learn more about us on the website. I'd like to introduce our speaker, so we can go to the next slide. And Amina Sharaf is going to speak today. She's Clinical Regulatory and Quality Project Manager here at Astrix, brings over 20 years of experience in the life science sector, 10 years in specialized expertise in document management with very strong project leadership. So I don't need to read Amina's great background. I'll let her pick up from here and take us through the presentation. I'll come back on at the end, Amina, and help with Q&A. So the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you all for joining today's call. The topics I will cover are the role of AI in life sciences today, AI 101, a brief use case, and how we enable emerging technologies. AI is already impacting the life sciences space. It's not just the future, it's transforming the present. In the clinical space, AI can help with smarter site selection, predictive enrollment, and trial document automation. In the regulatory world, AI can help with automated dossier preparation, search across submissions. And in quality, AI can assist with early detection of deviations, real-time risk signals from unstructured data. Consider the following examples. Mayo Clinic found an 80% increase in clinical trial enrollment using IBM Watson. How did Mayo Clinic have such an increase? Watson AI uses clinical notes, pathology reports, lab information, and patient records as the basis for data-driven recommendations about which patients might fit the given clinical trial. Another example is Certara's generative AI-enabled regulatory writing platform. This helps clients avoid risks and unnecessary delays during the submission process. The latest version of Certara's tool, Global Summit, was developed with input from the FDA, their current customers, and their large team of regulatory experts. Another great example is ESOP. They are one of the first Gen AI applications in production today for medical and regulatory writing. Their software helps eliminate hours of writing and review time. In 2023 alone, ESOP generated over 10,000 reports and eliminated tens of thousands of hours of writing and review time. And there are many other examples. The life sciences sector is making a substantial investment in AI. McKinsey estimates this number to be $60 to $110 billion per year. Now let's start with the building blocks. As we partner with clients, we use the following lexicon of AI terms. Natural language processing, AI that enables computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. This can be used in narrative summaries, SOP generation, and deviation write-ups. Computer vision, AI that enables computers to interpret and make decisions based on visual data, typically used for image analysis and QC lab outputs. Machine learning, this subset of AI enables computers to learn patterns from data and improve performance on a given task without being explicitly programmed. This is used to predict outcomes, detect risks, and optimize decisions. And generative AI, AI that creates new content, such as text, images, audio, or code based on training data, something like ChatGPT. Unlike traditional programming, AI learns from data, which is why clean, structured data is critical. Think of AI as a new team member. They need training, supervision, and a clear role to be effective. AI deployment requires a clear, intentional path. As such, the following are essential to begin the journey. A clear goal in mind. What challenge or challenges are you looking to address, and what is the current state? Clear articulation of what's not working today. Examples of inefficiencies, delays, or compliance risks. Openness to rethink processes, not just digitize them. What level of security is required? How sensitive is your data? And what safeguards are required? And a change management plan. AI is not about replacing people. It's about empowering them to focus on higher value tasks. Without answers to all these questions, some companies might deploy a system that doesn't meet their needs. It's crucial to assess the current state to lay the proper foundation for deployment. Before we start, we need the goal to be clear. If the goal is vague, it will be hard to know if the investment will be worth it. The initial step in the deployment might be determining and refining the goal, and that's okay. Once we have a clear destination, we need to understand our current environment. This involves prioritizing which group, process, or document type should be addressed first and determine what is manual versus semi-automated. Where does the data come from? How clean is it? Where are the bottlenecks? Which group, process, or document types should be prioritized and why? The goal is not perfection. It's progress and prioritization. In our experience, here's what AI looks like in the real world of project execution. Our client had a goal. Utilize AI to aggregate and analyze data for different teams to gather insights and metrics. In regulated environments, it's typical to find distinct subgroups within a larger group, each specializing in one or two functions. For this client, when we assessed their current state, we had 4 key initial findings with our assessment. Number 1, each group had their own templates and graphics that we used. Each group gathered the data in various and distinct ways. There was no alignment on what fields were standard to collect across the groups. Some groups' collaboration with external teams influenced the security of specific documents. Based on our findings, the goal was divided into phases, with phase 1 focusing on centralizing and standardizing data to ensure consistent data and graphics for 3 groups. During a deployment, information about the data is key. Where is the data located? What type of data is it? In what format is it in? What security is needed? And how does the AI tool need the data to be formatted so it can consume it? In real life scenarios, there could be more groups than we had, more document types, more data to be processed, increasing the complexity of the deployment. But it all starts with the data. I want to re-emphasize that AI doesn't replace your people's expertise. It helps get time back. AI can help with clinical narratives, risk summaries, regulatory responses, inspection prep packets. Great candidates for AI include documents that follow templates or are highly repetitive, have rules or standards that AI-generated content must follow, and most importantly, have feedback loops for reviewing AI output and improving it. AI is a journey. You need to choose the right partner. Why does that matter? It can mean the difference between success and a wasted effort. Here's a sample of some AI-enabled vendors in this space. Selecting the partner that meets your needs ensures mutual growth and learning as the technology landscape is evolving at a rapid pace. If you have questions about these partners, we are happy to schedule a follow-up discussion. With AI solutions evolving quickly, Astrix follows a well-established implementation method. Here's an example of our blueprint and assessment. Where are we now? Prioritization. What matters most? What is the goal? Tool fit check. Does it work for your data? Or is data transformation needed? Proof of concept. Start small, get feedback, adjust. And most importantly, change enablement. Support the change with training, validation, and ensuring adoption across the organization. Our Agile framework allows us to start small, to learn, and then adjust to best meet the needs of our clients. AI is not a magic solution. It's a tool to help you reach your goal. Start small, learn quickly. What does this mean? It means we learn quickly about what works and what doesn't with our current data, processes, and people, and then we make changes. Here's the framework for AI success. From a project manager's perspective, you need to know that things will go wrong. What does that mean? In an ideal world, everything works perfectly, but in the real world, we all know that things will most likely have issues and things will go wrong. But what is important to know is how to prepare, move forward, and what resources are needed to help your project team be successful. Here's how you can help your project team be successful. Documentation. Tried and true methods of project management, including project plans that clearly outline items down to the task level, honest feedback on process maturity, gaps, and data quality. Help selecting where to pilot, to have a clear end goal and vision for the project, and most importantly, champions to support adoption in your teams. Change support is needed as change is destabilizing. Clear and constant communication will help drive adoption. AI is not merely new. It fundamentally alters the way individuals perform their work. Your stakeholders need to understand why their input is important. It helps define the overall goals of the project with clear KPIs, such as accuracy, time saved, compliance scores, and so on. This is really important to assess the ROI. To help mitigate adoption barriers, you need a robust change management plan that needs to include change planning, a change team, a communication plan, organizational and process designs, skills and knowledge management, and adoption tracking and management. Encourage your teams to ask questions early and frequently to identify concerns before the rollout. AI is only as good as the foundation we build under it. To build the foundation, here's what you need to focus on. Identify data challenges upfront as much as possible. Help map out process workflows. Support defining guardrails and controls. Understand where your company is in the journey. Maturity of your data and your processes. For example, is your process mostly manual? Data is collected through emails or documents in a shared drive. Maybe you have some automation, some documents are in a shared drive, maybe some are in a SharePoint page, or automation has been implemented and now it needs to be deployed to other teams. Automating and deploying solutions across different teams still requires a thorough evaluation. The success of a solution in one team does not inherently ensure its effectiveness in another due to the different workflows, the difference in workflows, system integrations, and team-specific requirements. Not every organization is ready to automate and deploy AI, and that's okay. We have compiled a readiness checklist to start the conversation. Is your data centralized? Are your processes mapped and well documented? Is your data clean and accessible? Do you know where your data is? Email, shared drives, SharePoint, a database. Are compliance and security requirements clear? Are stakeholders aligned? Can and should the tool integrate with existing systems? And if not, what is the plan? If yes, does the system you are integrating with need an upgrade? Are your processes and people ready for automation and AI? Is there a robust change management plan in place? A lot of these questions can only be answered in a pilot or proof of concept. As I keep saying, start small, learn quickly. This will be the foundation of your success.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Great presentation, as always. A couple things here before we get started with a Q&A is we do have, of course, our speaker, but we also have some additional resources on the line as well to assist with some Q&A. So as I mentioned, of course, Amina can handle questions, but we've got some other folks as well. As I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, I wanted to encourage folks to ask questions as we were going through. We do have a bunch of them on the floor that we want to tackle, and one second. We want to tackle those questions as quickly as possible. And if we don't get to all of them, we can certainly handle them offline. And we can reach out to you one-on-one if necessary. We won't read your name, or we won't read your company that you're with when we read the question. We're just going to read the question out loud, pose it to our folks, and go from there. So before we do that, I usually stop the recording when we do Q&A. So let me go ahead and do that.